Hello, and welcome to God's Honest Truth. I'm your host, Sean Milligan, and today we'll be going over chapter 12 of Genesis. It's all about Abraham going to Egypt. So, this should be an interesting read. Which, at least from what little I read, it should be interesting. So, why don't we jump into it, okay? Then the Lord told Abraham, leave your country, your relatives, and your father's house, and go to the land that I will show you. I will cause you to become the father of a great nation. I will bless you and make you famous, and I will make you a blessing to others. And I will bless those who bless you and curse those who curse you. All the families of the earth will be blessed through you. Okay, so here at the very start, God's talking to Abraham. You're like, hey, I need you to leave your country and go to this place. Whoever you bless will be blessed, and whoever curses you will be cursed. And that's pretty interesting. I mean, I don't know how I would feel about that if God told me that, but that's that's something to think about. But we'll come back to that here in a bit. We'll move on for now. So Abraham departed as the Lord had instructed him, and Lot went with him. Abraham was 75 years old when he left Haran. He took his wife Sarai, his nephew Lot, and all his wealth, his livestock, and all the people who had joined his household at Haran, and finally arrived at Canaan. Traveling through Canaan, they came to a place near Shechem, and set up camp beside the oak at Moreh. At the time, the area was inhabited by the Canaanites. Okay, so here we see that Abraham has chosen to obey God. He's going to go to where he says God. God says he's going, right? And to do that, he has to go through Canaan. And he's taking all his people with him. Then the Lord appeared to Abraham and said, I am going to give this land to your offspring. And Abraham built an altar there to commemorate the Lord's visit. After that, Abraham traveled southward and set up camp in the hill country between Bethel and on the west and Ai on the east. There he built an altar and worshipped the Lord. Then Abraham traveled south by stages towards the Negev. Okay, so here we got yet another promise. We got the Lord saying, hey, this land will go to your offspring. And Abraham immediately turned around and built an altar to the Lord and worshipped him. And which, it's not something we do today. Right? We don't build altars to the Lord. You know, we have most of us go to church to get worship and give praise to God now these days. But I don't know. Maybe some of you have your own little altar, so to speak, where you can just have a little one-on-one time with God. And if you do, let me know in the comments below. I'll be curious. I'm curious about that. Alright, so moving on. At the time, there was a severe famine in the land. So Abraham went down to Egypt to wait it out. As he was approaching the border of Egypt, Abraham said to Sarai, you're a very beautiful woman. When the Egyptians see you, they will say, this is his wife, let's kill him. Then we can have her. But if you say you're my sister, the Egyptians will treat me well because of their interest in you, and they will spare my life. Hmm. Okay, that's interesting. So here we can see that Abraham is little worried about how Egypt, the Egyptians are going to treat him. I mean, he knows that his wife is very beautiful, so he comes up with a plan to be like, hey, just say that you're my sister, and maybe we can get through this alive. That's, hmm, interesting. And sure enough, when they arrived in Egypt, everyone spoke of their beauty. And the palace official saw that sang her praises to the king, the Pharaoh, and she was taken into his harem. Yikes. Those are not usually good. That's a little anime joke. Moving on. That's a little. Then Pharaoh gave Abraham many gifts because of it: sheep, cow, donkeys, male and female servants, and camels. But the Lord sent a terrible plague upon Pharaoh's household because of Sarah, Abraham's wife. So Pharaoh called for Abraham and accused him sharply. What is this that you have done to me? He demanded. Why didn't you tell me she was your wife? Why were you willing to let me marry her, saying she was your sister? Here is your wife. Take her and be gone. So, busted. You know, God, you know, Lord didn't like that. That didn't like what Abraham did and sent a plague. And Pharaoh, rightfully angry about Abraham's, deceitfulness, be like, hey, take your wife and get out of here. You're not welcome here. Pharaoh then sent him out of the country under armed escort, Abraham and his wife with all their households and belongings. Okay, so there you have it. That is Abraham's journey to Egypt. So it started off, with Abraham getting a call from God, like, hey, I'm going to need you to go over here. And, Abraham's uh, obeyed. And he also told him that anyone he blessed would be blessed, anyone who cursed him would be cursed. And I think that's something we need to keep in mind, because I think as we go into the Bible, we'll meet certain individuals who will also get that uh, blessing. And it's interesting how these people can get connected, you know, uh, especially when we hear his name again later on. And then we went to Egypt, tried to pass off his wife as his sister, but that horribly backfired, and Pharaoh got angry and took him out. So, we'll see where it goes from there. What's Abraham going to do now that he got taken out of Egypt? Uh, I don't know. I haven't really read chapter 13 yet, so I guess we'll figure it out together next time, okay? In the meantime, I'm Sean Milligan. This has been the God's Honest Truth. Take care, everybody.